Millard Fillmore, born on January 7, 1800, in Locke, New York, was the 13th President of the United States. He was born into modest circumstances and had limited formal education. Despite this, Fillmore was a voracious reader and largely self-taught, eventually becoming a successful lawyer. Fillmore's political career began in the New York State Assembly, where he served from 1829 to 1831. He later served in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing New York's 32nd District. In 1848, he was nominated as the vice presidential candidate alongside presidential nominee Zachary Taylor, running on the Whig Party ticket. Following President Zachary Taylor's death in 1850, Fillmore assumed the presidency on July 9, 1850, making him the second vice president to do so after the death of his predecessor. Millard Fillmore's presidency, which lasted from 1850 to 1853, was marked by several significant events and decisions. One of the most notable actions of Fillmore's presidency was his signing of the Compromise of 1850 into law. This series of legislative measures aimed to address the issue of slavery and its expansion into newly acquired territories. While the compromise temporarily eased tensions between North and South, it ultimately exacerbated the sectional divide leading up to the American Civil War. As part of the Compromise of 1850, Fillmore signed the Fugitive Slave Act into law. This controversial act required citizens to assist in the capture and return of escaped slaves, further intensifying the national debate over slavery. Fillmore also navigated foreign affairs during his presidency. He dispatched Commodore Matthew Perry on a mission to open trade with Japan, which ultimately led to the signing of the Treaty of Kanagawa in 1854, an early step in the opening of Japan to the Western world. Millard Fillmore did not seek re-election in 1852 and retired from politics after his single term in office. He returned to Buffalo, New York, where he resumed his law practice and remained active in local civic organizations. Millard Fillmore passed away on March 8, 1874, in Buffalo, New York. While his presidency is often overshadowed by the divisive issues of his time, particularly the debate over slavery, Fillmore is remembered as a cautious and moderate leader who attempted to preserve national unity during a tumultuous period in American history. Though his presidency was relatively short and his legacy controversial, Fillmore's role in the Compromise of 1850 and his attempts to navigate the nation through a deeply divided period continue to be subjects of historical analysis and debate. Millard Fillmore is memorialized with a variety of honors, including the naming of schools, streets, and buildings in his honor, particularly in Buffalo, New York, where he spent much of his post-presidential life. Millard Fillmore's presidency is often remembered for the pivotal Compromise of 1850 and the issues surrounding slavery that dominated his time in office. His leadership during this turbulent period in American history remains a topic of historical discussion and analysis.